But if those people were in the same position, they would be doing the same things that you're doing, shining their light. They want to shine their light. That is why they more than likely are coming for you. Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. I am Darian. Since childhood, some of you guys have been rejected, felt like your voice has not been heard, have felt isolated, have felt like every time you have tried to do something, maybe someone has come in to try to stop it or sabotage it, and you just can't understand why things have continued to happen the way they have happened. Why has it seemed like you've met so much rejection and so much resistance, whether it's from people or just things in life? But specifically for this video, I'm more so focusing on maybe the relationships you may have had in your life, the people, the connections. And the reason I say may have noticed this from childhood, not saying that you couldn't have started to notice this as an adult and this still not be able to be applicable to you. I believe at different times in our lives, we awaken to certain things, and maybe things may make more sense to us at certain times of our lives. But based off of even my experience, I have looked back on my life and found that, wow, some of these things have actually been happening since I was a little girl, since I was a little child walking this earth, and I just wasn't able to put things together. I just wasn't mentally able to, at that age, at least discern and properly understand what was happening in my life. So even with that, I would just say maybe just take some time to look back on your life and see, have you had certain experiences that kind of stand out to you and make you feel like, oh, well, maybe this was that, or this maybe was that happening in my life. I just wasn't aware, or I just never really took the time to put everything together. Okay, so I do believe that we all have the responsibility of choosing if we're gonna walk with that light in our lives or if we're gonna walk in darkness. But I have noticed as I have lived life that there are just some people that no matter what, they just radiate this special light. They just have something about them that's just different. It's just something about them that stands out. They could be in a crowd of people, but it's something on them or in them that's just like, wow, what is this? Wow, they are shifting the atmosphere. They're shifting the room. They have come to make a difference in this world. And I'm not saying that we don't all have the capability to make a difference in this world. We don't all have the capability to do great things. But what I'm saying is that I do believe God knows who will do certain things. God knows who is going to carry out certain plans in this earth. God knows who is willing to shift certain places, who is willing to go here and do this, who is willing to stand out and make a difference for certain things. And so I believe certain people have that certain gift to radiate that light, to stand out amongst the crowd, to do specific things in this earth. With that being said, wherever you are on your faith journey, I just want to point out that you may be set apart. It's okay to be different. And your difference is not to make you feel alone or isolated or like you don't fit in, even though you may not fit in. But your difference is so that you can make a difference. If you are the same as everyone else around you, if you are the same as these rooms that you're going in, you're not going to be able to be influential. You're just going to fit in and do everything that everybody else is doing. But guess what? Everything everybody else is doing more than likely is not working. So there has to be change agents. There has to be shifters in this world that come in and just change things and make things different, make things better, give people hope, and be an inspiration. So let's go a little bit deeper into the topic of this video. Never let them dim your light. The reason I wanted to start out with what I started out with is because a lot of times we don't even realize that what we're carrying, what we are radiating, what we have on us, what people see on us is that light. A lot of times we don't understand why certain people may treat us a certain way or certain people may receive us a certain way, but it's because of what's inside inside of you. It's because of what is beaming off of you. With that knowledge, you have to understand that there are some people who are not going to be happy about that. There are some people that are going to try to dim that light that you carry, because that light, it exposes their darkness. That light makes them feel uncomfortable. That light signals to their spirit man that they need to do better. But at the same time, you may find that they are attracted to the light. They need that light. They really want that light, but not everyone is willing to do that work to bear that light. So in those cases, you may experience the rejection because it's too much for this group of people, or these people. They want to dwell in what they have been dwelling in. You may feel like an outcast. You may not feel accepted. And I'm talking about, this could be within your own family. This can be within social groups. This could be whatever it is. But you have to understand that it's not personal. Don't take it personal. Though you may want to take it personal, or you may feel a certain type of way, you cannot take these things personal because it is spiritual. You may be rejected and treated badly, which no one should be treated badly. I'm not making an excuse for bad behavior, but you also have to, if you are of age, to stand up for yourself and leave a situation, no matter who the person may be, then you have to make that decision to do that. But you have to understand that it is a spiritual thing. People are going to try to dim your light. People, just speaking from natural terms, if you have lived enough life and been around enough people, you should have seen that people don't like to see people above them unless it's beneficial for their life, unless that person is going to pull them up and help them up. But on average, people surround themselves around people that make them feel affirmed, around people that make their reality feel good. And so if you are somebody who just naturally are have been gifted to just walk in this light and carry this light, you have to understand it's gonna rub some people the wrong way. It's gonna make people uncomfortable, and you have to continue to confidently be you and use wisdom as you navigate in this world. If you realize that people are not receiving you, if you realize that people are offended by your very presence, it doesn't make sense to keep coming around those people. It doesn't make sense to continue to try to push yourself into the lives of people who are not able or capable to receive you. That is when you can start to get yourself in trouble and welcome things in your life that you may not want to welcome. With me finally coming to the realization of this whole thing and realizing the light that I carry and going through the different things that I went through to teach me, to grow me, to shape me, to now know how to navigate the different connections and the people around me. I learned by going through a lot of things, by experiencing sabotage, by experiencing people who may have been at one place in their life wanting to pull me back down and see me suffer or whatever in their minds that they felt like doing certain things to me would make my life worse. I had to endure those things. I have endured feeling ostracized and feeling isolated and being made to feel like the outcast. But the different spirits and people are utilizing them because they realize what you carry. You carry this light, and this light has come to eradicate the darkness. And so it will take some spiritual maturity to be able to see it's not even the people to really harp on and be mad at. It is the forces that are using the people. You have to understand that dimming your light may show up in different ways, whether it's people trying to tarnish your character, whether it's people trying to come for your business, whether it's people trying to block your blessings and stop you from your blessings, doing all kinds of things because they feel like they can keep you from reaching a certain level, people trying to make you feel unloved, unseen, unappreciated, rejected. Because if you feel that way, you're not going to feel good about yourself. If you feel that way and come into agreement with what people have tried to make you feel like or tried to do to your life, you're not going to feel like you are worthy. You may feel depressed. You may feel sad. You may feel anxious. You may not be as open to make friends or meet people or different things like that. So you have to look at your life and assess where people have tried to dim your light. People have tried to hold you back. I literally this morning saw a video about someone who was posting about what they do career-wise in their life, and then random people were calling to try to get them kicked out of school when they're trying to build up their career and go somewhere just because they found out where the person goes to school. So you have to understand that it is a real fight out here. Every day you get up, you have to do what you have to do to maintain your light, because there are real life things out here trying to stop you, trying to hold you back, trying to keep you from progressing. If you feel like you have gone through seasons where people have dimmed your light, where you have been radiant and vibrant and life has just took a toll on you and caused you to be dimmed, cause you to feel like you just don't have any hope, or you don't know how to push through, or so many things have happened to you where you have given up on even shining, I want to give you a message of hope to get back up, to do the things that you need to do to work on rebuilding your light and regaining your light. Our light is meant to shine. I remember the times when it was something as simple as I would go around others and I wanted to dress a certain way. I love dressing up, and just putting effort into how I dress, but the people that I would go around didn't necessarily feel the same way about how they dress. Or I could tell that me dressing the way I dress has made people uncomfortable that I was around. Of course, not everyone, but specific situations. And so I found myself in the past feeling like, well, maybe I shouldn't dress up as much, or maybe I should dress down a little bit more to make everybody else feel comfortable. Maybe I shouldn't do all this makeup because everybody else around me doesn't have on makeup. I'm not wearing makeup right now, y'all, but just as an example, when I would have a full face of makeup on, maybe feeling like, oh, because my makeup is all done up and everybody else doesn't have theirs all done up, maybe I need to, tone it down a bit, until I got to a point where it's like, I am who I am. If you just got it, you just got it, okay? If you just got it, you just got it. So don't allow people to make you feel like you're doing too much. Don't allow people to make you feel like you just are too much, okay? If those people feel like that, those people more than likely are not your people. So even in aspects like that, don't allow anyone to dim your light. Continue to shine how you want to shine. One thing I have found is that people will try to tear you down, and people will try to make you feel bad about doing you, about being where you are in life. But if those people were in the same position, they would be doing the same things that you're doing, shining their light. They want to shine their light. That is why they more than likely are coming for you. Okay, so I just want to encourage you to continue to bear your light, whatever your light may show up as, and continue to go in these different spaces and where you're called to, and do what you need to do, okay? Without fear. Without fear, with confidence, and knowing that you bring value to the situation. It may take some healing from feeling rejected by others who were not able to receive your light. I remember when I was younger, I would always see things so differently, not differently to where it was like extreme or just out of this world and didn't make sense, but even some adults around me, I would look and see how they were not necessarily dealing with life, but I've always been a very wise child, and I've always just discerned things, and it didn't make sense to me how certain things were thought. Or if I heard someone say something that didn't make sense to me, I didn't just automatically come into agreement with it. Y'all, I'm talking about as a child, probably like 10, 11, 12 years old. I just knew in my mind that made no sense. I'm not living like that or coming into agreement with that for my life. Even if I had these thoughts and things, a lot of things I didn't necessarily say as a child. Now that I'm an adult, I see that, oh, that's a gift to be able to see something even at that young of an age and be like, no, that is not making sense. That is not ringing a bell. I realized that I felt hushed a lot. And it wasn't that I was a disruptive child. I just had the gift to see things from a better perspective or the right perspective. And so a lot of times I felt hushed, especially when you're a child and you're dealing with adults around you. Adults don't like to necessarily feel like a child can tell them or give them wisdom or tell them how to live life. It comes from a place of pride. But the reality is that God will use anybody, a little baby, to speak to somebody if he wants to. That may be a confirmation for somebody watching this, that maybe you have been told something, maybe from your own children or somebody, a family child or something like that, and maybe you need to open your heart to that wisdom, whatever the case may be. But I look back now and I see that from a child, the enemy has tried to dim my light. From a child, the enemy has tried to hold me back, but it ain't working. It ain't worked, okay? And so I'm believing for you that it did not work. If you're watching this video, I believe that you know you carry light. I believe that you know you are called to something great in this life. And maybe you just got off track, or maybe you just feel like you needed some encouragement. I hope that this video was encouragement to you today. Never let them dim your light. And even if you do feel like your light was dimmed, or maybe you had a little period of time where you felt down, you can get back up. So I hope you all have a great day. I thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.